Hi everyone, this is Diana and welcome to the first Maker Nerd live video since I moved from Michigan. It's been well over a year and a half since I did a live video that actually focused on crafting, and so that's what we're going to do tonight. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to attempt to find a project that we're interested in. So let's switch over to the Cricut software and let's see if we can actually bring it to the front since it's not wanting to do that. So part of what the issue is going to be is me trying to figure out all of this new software that I'm using. So let's just slide this down a little bit so I can actually see it around all of these things that are on my screen. And actually, let me just get rid of some of this stuff on my screen. There we go. Okay, so I actually saw a project a couple of days ago that I thought I wanted to do. So I'm no longer at Michigan State University. I am now at Longwood University, and I'm directing a small writing center that has anywhere between 10 to 14 consultants, and I have like 8 of them graduating in May, which is a lot to lose at one time. And so I thought I wanted to do something special for them this year. So one of the things I thought I would do is this cup, the Be Kind cup. I mean, seriously, what better message can we send graduates off with today? No better message than be kind. So let's go ahead and click customize on this and let's just take a quick look at it and make sure it's exactly what we want. So I'm just going to move it up here into the corner so that I can get a better sense of how big it is. So it's basically 1 inch by, what is that, 3 1/4 probably? So let's quickly look. Well, alrighty then. For some reason, the software is not wanting to come back. There we go. Okay, so again, sorry, I'm learning software. Let's take a quick look, and I've clearly lost one of my cameras. So I will probably have to get that restarted. So I went to the Dollar Tree the other day, and as you can see, they do a really good job of wrapping the cups up. I'm not gonna make too much noise with that paper. And so here is the cup that I purchased at the Dollar Tree for $1. I really like it. It's just a perfect size, nice and white, so it's nice and clean. So basically all I want to do is see if this is going to be a good size. So I'm currently looking for my ruler right here. I love this ruler because it's flexible. And in the meantime, let me see if I can start my other video back. There we go. For some reason, this one is not wanting to stay with us. So I said it was about 3 1/4. So that is going to be just about the perfect size for this. So we're not really going to have to vary this in any way, shape, or form. So if it's 3 1/4 by 1, we're going to have to cut our vinyl by about 3 1/2 by about 1 1/4 just to make sure that it's going to be okay. So let's go ahead and grab our vinyl and get started with that. So I've got some black vinyl here. I think this will really stand out on those white cups. And as I've always said before, I save all of my tape. So honestly, I don't have any clue as to whether or not this live is working appropriately or anything. But yeah, according to Facebook, it's still... I'm not seeing it on Facebook, but maybe you guys are, I hope. because otherwise it's kind of silly for me to be doing this. Oh, it actually looks like it is on Facebook. Yay! So let me just do that so that I can see comments. Hopefully that will stay on. Okay. So it looks like I have quite a bit of scraps in here. And these are the kinds of projects that I save all of these scrap pieces for. Because as you can see, this piece is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches. So this is going to be perfect. Let me, I lost my X-Acto knife when my thing fell earlier. So give me, there we are. So I lost my other camera. Let's try that again. Let's just switch to this camera because it seems to be staying fairly stable. And in the meantime, let me see if I can find my X-Acto knife. I had some things falling down a little earlier. And one of those things would have been the blade that I use typically for cutting vinyl. So of course, you know, I'm going to be crawling around on the floor here trying to find it. And that's interesting because it is not there. Right? You always think you've got everything set. Found it. It was hiding behind a box. Excellent. To go live, and then you go live and you see that you don't have half the stuff that you thought you had. Okay. Back to the project. Let's go ahead and cut this at 3 1/4. 1, 2, 3 1/2. Now let's just go ahead and cut it at 3 1/2. And let's go ahead and cut it at 3 3/4. I just want to make sure that we have enough overhang for the mat, because you know how Cricuts are. Okay, take the blade off, and we'll go ahead and slice. Perfect. And then instead of 1 1/4, we'll go ahead and we'll do 1 1/2. I could probably bring this up here, and you guys could probably see a little better. So 1 1/2 is going to be about right there. I love, love, love this self-healing mat and these 18-inch rulers. They've made life so much easier. Okay, so here's our piece of vinyl that we're going to use. Let me grab now my mat. And what I discovered a while back, I've been using one mat for years, and some of my cuts weren't coming out very good. And what I discovered is that my mat had lost a majority of its stickiness. Oh, hold on, I think I might have it down here. And so that was what was causing the issue. The vinyl and stuff was not staying stuck well enough, and so the cuts were not clean. So I have I broke down and opened up a brand new mat, which I've only used like once or twice. And when you're under the gun, because these were Christmas presents that I was trying to get done, and when you're under the gun like that, it just becomes a real hassle when things don't cut right, etc. But this is crafting. This is not perfection. Never has been, never will be. Okay, so here's my new mat. Because I now have a dedicated craft building instead of the room that I used to work out of, I no longer have near the issues with cat and dog hair, so I don't have to I don't have to rely very often on my brush. But I'll just give this, I see a couple of pieces of dog hair on it. So this is why I keep one of these lint removers around, is to basically just clean my mat. Okay, good. That's that. I'm going to go ahead and reach up here and turn on my Cricut really quick. I also broke down and purchased a Cricut Maker, which I'm pretty much in love with. Okay, there, perfect. So now I've got my mat ready. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cut this. So let me switch back real quick. Here we are. So I'm going to come down here and say, make it. And then I'm going to load it into my Cricut Maker. So you probably heard that. I'm going to hit continue because I do not have to mirror it because it's going on straight as it is. Well, this could create a bit of a hiccup. It's saying that there's no device found. So let's see. No device found, no device found. Let me go and check this out. So I'll talk a little bit while I'm doing this about the software that I'm using. It's called Ecamm, and it's much cheaper than Switcher, which is what I used to use. And the good thing about that is that it has a lot more uses. You can target things. Yeah, it works really well. So let's see. I'm looking for Bluetooth. Here we go. Okay, there it is. I don't think I've ever connected this computer to my Maker is the problem. It's trying to connect right now. We're going to say to show the Bluetooth in the menu bar. So these are just some of the issues that you run up against at times. I'm going to turn my machine off and turn it back on. Okay, now it's connected. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, great. Great, great, great. That was a little bit easier than I expected. Okay, so we'll go back over here. Still connecting, as you can see right here. I wish I could do this without my glasses. I always feel like you're looking up my nose, but unfortunately I have to have the glasses to be able to see. Oh, come on, connect already. Well, this is going to be something if this is what ends our live tonight. It's a simple connection problem. My iPhone's telling me to breathe. I think it's right. So I'm just going to turn off Bluetooth for a second. And then go back in and turn it back on. See if that'll fix the problem. Because in my system software it says it's connected. What if we cancel this and we say yes? Okay. And then let's say continue. It's found it. Oh, okay, it's connecting. It's turned blue up at the top. Perfect. Okay, thank you. So we're going to do vinyl, because that's what we're working with. It's going to tell us to load it, which I got in a hurry earlier and loaded it too soon. So we're going to load it. Now, I know that for the pressure, because I've been using this some, I should go with less, because if I don't, it's going to cut through. And then we're going to push the go button, and it's going to start cutting. And in the meantime, I'm going to stand up, see if I can get this to come back on, because it's going to be really irritating if that isn't. What I'm using for my camera above is an old iPhone 6 Plus, and I'm just wondering if it's too old. So as you can see now, it's gonna finish the cutting. It's actually taking a little longer than I thought it would. Oh, there it goes. Good deal. Cricut now has software that you actually download to your computer, so luckily I don't have to spend a lot of time online like you used to. Everything used to be done online. It was in the cloud, and so that would be eating up bandwidth as well. And I knew going into this, unfortunately, that my internet's going to be an issue. So I'm going to unload this. We live out in the country now, which I love. I mean, God, I can't tell you how happy I am about that. Oh. So let's go back. Sorry. Let's go back here, and I'm going to show you, maybe I can show you what happened, is that I lost a little black dot. Can you see where that white's at? I'm supposed to have that little black dot. So I think I can work with this. And I'll tell you why in a little bit. But yeah, this is gonna be okay. But what I'm gonna do now, normally I would take off the black here and first, and then I would take it and put it, but I lost my other camera now. But because I'm going to try and get that dot here in a second, I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to try and just take it from this. Let's see what happens. So now, this is probably, is this going to be big enough? This little piece right here, I'm hoping. This transfer tape. This is Cricut transfer tape, and I've had it forever. So I cannot speak to whether or not I need a little bit more than that, which of course figures. I can't speak to whether or not the new transfer tape is any good. I know that they've done a lot of improvement, but I don't know how much. And right now I'm wondering if we're just frozen on a screen. And I think I've lost this one again. Boy, this is not going according to plan, guys. There's just too much issues with my internet. So I'm going to turn that off, because this just keeps dying on me. Come on. Okay. So here's the issue. Clearly I've got internet issues tonight. But this is the problem, is that I'm always going to have internet issues. I can't right now I'm working off of the LTE from my cell phone, using it as a hotspot, because when I tried using my internet, it was really bad. But now I seem to be running into the same problems that I ran into last night, with nothing wanting to stay on or stay smooth. So we attempted it, and I'm going to go ahead and finish my mug tonight. So I'm just going to tell you that the next step is going to be to take this cup, and I'm going to take alcohol, and I'm going to clean this cup off really well. And then I'm going to take my Be Kind, and after I use my transfer tape to move it over to this, and I'll put it onto the cup, and I'll take a picture of the finished project and post it. But right now, I mean, it says that this one and this one is okay. So maybe we can hang with just this one. I was trying to watch and make sure the video was going smoothly on my phone, so I'm sure that was eating up a degree of bandwidth as well. A bit of bandwidth that we don't have. So let me just go ahead and cut this. And for now, I'm going to go ahead and leave it on this mat because I think it will help trying to take it off. You know, I guess if we just do it with one overhead, although this light's kind of bright on it, and the other camera, I guess maybe that'll work. I'm just asking too much from my internet connection is what it amounts to, which is really unfortunate. Okay, so I cut off all my fingernails, and now I can't get my transfer tape to, come on, let's see. Try using this. This is a lot like being a teacher. When you get everything planned just the way you want it, and then for class, and then absolutely nothing goes according to plan. Trust me, it happens more often than not. Plus, I think I definitely need new glasses because I'm not even really being able to see it very well. Ah, maybe. Yes. I think I have a corner started. Just need... There we go. So what I'm going to do is take it off to the side here. Just going to fold it back a little bit, right? Because if you take the whole thing off, then you can run into issues with that too. Making sure that it's going to be long enough. I really don't need to start where I don't have that at. Okay, there. And I'm just going to smooth it as I run it across. Perfect. Okay, so now I am going to burnish this as much as I can so that I can hopefully just pull up what I want. Okay, so far so good. I'll weed it after I get it onto the transfer tape, the little parts. Unless they'll be kind and come off for me right now. Okay, good. This is okay. The reason I'm doing it this way again is because I've got to get that little dot. And so I'm just going to, I'll show you how I'll do that in just a second. But I'm just going to use this little piece of vinyl to get that one little dot, I'm hoping. But this is coming off really nicely. I hope I didn't just jinx myself with that declaration. Good. And as you can see, I'm using my tool to kind of hold stuff down as I pull so that it's not wanting, so that it doesn't try and take everything. There's definitely a better tool that I could be using for this, but that's okay. Right? Okay, it's coming off okay. If I can just... And what gets me is that I can normally find things like little dots. If But I don't know what happened to that one. It's definitely gone. Okay, so I need a little better light. I'm just going to take a little piece of tape and hold this down. Oops. Let go. That's not a good piece of tape. That's not a good piece of tape. This is not good. Okay, here's a good piece of tape. I don't need much. I just want to hold it in place while I finish weeding the little parts out. So I don't need a lot, and this is actually a piece of tape I just had hanging out over here. So hopefully you all can see what I'm doing. Let me get this out of the way for the time being. And let me turn on a different light since I'm not using the other camera. There we go. That's going to shed a little light. Okay, so it's right here. I know it's hard to see. I'm going to get my little poker tool. This set of tools right here. I don't know if you can see the brand name right there. Yeah, not really with the lighting. Best set of tools I ever bought. I have a little poker right here that often I can get the little stuff out with. And I have a set of tweezers in case I need them. The light definitely has helped. Oh, come on now. I'm not even sure. Okay, let me go ahead and take the D out. Wow, nothing wants to come off of this transfer tape now. You know what? We may just end up recutting this completely because now the reverse weeding is not really weeding. I mean, look how much it took just to get that D off of there. Not ideal. I mean, I think these bigger pieces will likely come off a little easier. That's probably famous last words. Yep. All because of one little dot that I need. Alright, we're going to call this one a bust. And we're going to cut another one because as you can see, that wasn't doing very well. So, okay. Okay, let's try a different one. Let's try cutting it one more time. Thank heavens I was just using scrap vinyl, right? And hopefully this time we won't lose our dot. Okay, so is this big enough? No. This will be big enough. So 1, 2, 3 and 3/4 is what we did last time. Now usually when I'm cutting big pieces of vinyl, I tape it down so that I don't have to worry about it shifting on me. But with these little pieces of vinyl, can normally do it without having to worry about it. Just have to hold it really tight. Okay. I don't think I'm even going to worry about cutting it down any further. Get our mat back. Take this off. Huh. As you can see, this mat definitely holds things down tight. somewhere's in my arsenal. It's a little bit of a mess right now. I'm not sure I'll be able to find it. I have a scraper. I don't want to waste a lot of time doing this, and I also don't want to keep you all. You know, if this ends up being a failed project for tonight, so be it. It just goes to show that things don't always work perfectly in the land of crafting. There we go. Highly recommend some kind of a scraper. You don't necessarily have to have a Cricut one. I was actually looking for my other one, but I couldn't find it. And then we'll just get that stuff off there as best we can. Okay. Put this back on here. So, okay, let's go ahead and cut this one, and let's hope, that's what I don't like about new mats, let's hope that this time it works. Okay, we're going to say finish, and we're back, and we're going to say make it, and we're going to say all of that is good. So I think the goal tonight is just to get this cut out, and then tomorrow we will come back and put it on the cup. That way we'll have a really, hopefully, short live tomorrow night. Okay, so I'm going to say vinyl, and I'm going to say less, and we're going to load it up. Okay, and then we're going to hit the go button. And we're going to hope that we get the little dot this time. If we don't, I'm seriously not sure how we're going to correct that. I think it might have been the last thing that it cut. Okay, so we'll just be patient and wait for this for a second. Shouldn't take too terribly long. We're already 53% done. Fingers crossed that we have the dot. If we don't, I'll show you how I'm going to get the dot. Okay, let's unload it. Fingers crossed. I've not looked at it yet. We have the dot! Yes. Yes, we do. We have the dot. Perfect. Can't do that there. Or can I? No, I can't. Okay, that's okay. Now, the way I usually take this stuff off is just like this. I turn it over, kind of bend it. Maybe you can see that I'm just kind of using my fingers, and you can even use this, because that works really well, just to go right in there and take it off. Perfect. Now I'm going to go ahead and cover up my mat to avoid getting dog hair. Of course, I can't avoid all the dog and cat hair because I still live with dogs and cats, but as you can see, I've got all kinds of little hairs there, but I'll clean it next time before I use it, as I always do. Okay, so now this is going to be much easier to weed. See, there's the D. Here's a little wing. The trick to weeding, and I know this is really hard for you guys probably to see. I'm going to try something here. Nope, that didn't work. If I weeded that, then I don't weed that, but I do weed this. It's just kind of, I've always kind of worked it that way, and so far it serves me well. And the head is all connected to the outline of that wing, so we know that it stays. And then I've got to get these two little dots out of my bee, which has actually worked really, really well. So there's the finished project, and here's what I'm going to do. I am going to move this so that I don't knock it off again. I'm going to loosen this arm some. I'm going to bring the camera down some. And maybe that will help. Okay. Again, guys, I'm just figuring all of this out. So bear with me. So now this is a perfect size. I'm just going to see about how long it has to be. Okay, so I can get by with cutting it right there. Get my trusty scissors. Give it a cut. And now we get the fun thing of trying to get an end again. I think it may be working a little quicker this time. Until I just jinxed myself. So here's what we're going to do. I am going to get this transferred over to my tape. Okay, and then we're going to call it a night, and we'll come back and finish this up tomorrow, which I think is a really good idea. Not that my internet will be any better whatsoever, but I don't like having lives go on forever. Okay. Perfect. Okay. I should have probably went ahead and taken the outer black layer off, but that's okay. I got my dot. I got my bee. Gonna use my little tool here to sneak in there and grab the insides of the E's. So see, even doing less on my machine cut fine. And there's my other dot. And the rest of the bee. And so now I'm just going to take it, since we are going to finish this up tomorrow night, I'm just going to take it and put it right back on my backing. And that way it will not get messed up before tomorrow. A little wrinkle there, but that's okay. All right, so there's what we have. That is what will be going on this cup tomorrow night. And then I only have like 7 more of them to make. Yay! Okay. So I think I've learned a lot of lessons tonight. First, I think I've learned that I cannot have the computer plus the overhead camera plus a side camera all going at the same time. The internet, my phone, just not going to handle it. I wish I could get better internet in here. Like once a month I go and I start searching for it, but so far there's just nothing in the area. Even though I live just off a main road and only like 15 miles from a major city where I know for a fact Infinity is, they still don't come out here. So until I can get better internet, we're just gonna plug along with what we've got, and hopefully that will work. So thanks everybody for watching, and we'll finish this little project up tomorrow afternoon. Bye!